Nothing here is accidental. Not the silence. Not the timing. Not the way things are held instead of rushed. There was a time when I thought progress just happened. When I believed momentum was luck. When I assumed the people who moved calmly were simply gifted with it. I know better now. What looks natural is usually trained. What feels calm is usually earned. And what appears effortless is almost always intentional. Nothing here happened by chance. Every habit was built under pressure. Every standard was reinforced when it would have been easier to lower it. Every piece of this came from choosing restraint when distraction was available. People like to believe success is accidental. It makes them feel safer. It gives them an excuse. Because if it's random, they don't have to ask themselves why they stopped, why they drifted, why they didn't stay. But there's nothing random about staying. Staying requires structure. Staying requires discipline that doesn't depend on mood. Staying means repeating the same decisions long after they stop feeling exciting. That's the part most people don't see. They see the finished posture. They don't see the years of adjustment. They see the calm exterior. They don't see the internal order it took to create it. Nothing here is accidental. The pace is slow because it's deliberate. The silence is present because it's protected. The repetition exists because it works. I'm not experimenting anymore. I'm executing. Execution doesn't need noise. It doesn't need constant change. It doesn't need explanation. It just needs consistency. Every detail here earned its place. And everything unnecessary was removed. That's not minimalism. That's discipline. You start to understand this when you chased enough distractions to realize none of them last. When you chase the excitement long enough to see how quickly it burns out. When you chase the tension long enough to feel how empty it is once it fades. That's when intention takes over. You stop asking, what looks good? And start asking, what holds up? You stop moving for reaction. You start moving for alignment. You realize that growth isn't about adding more. It's about subtracting what doesn't belong. The noise. The excess. The need to be understood. Nothing here is accidental, including the restraint. Restraint is what allows clarity to form. Restraint is what keeps energy from leaking. Restraint is what turns effort into something sustainable. This isn't about perfection. It's about precision. Knowing where to apply pressure. Knowing when to stay still. Knowing when to move. and when not to. Most people think discipline is rigid. They imagine it as restriction. But real discipline creates freedom. Freedom from impulse. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from needing external validation to confirm internal decisions. That's why I don't rush. That's why I don't explain. That's why I don't adjust my pace for people who aren't walking this road. Because when something is built intentionally, it doesn't need defending. It doesn't need constant updates. It doesn't need approval. It stands on structure. Every day you show up without announcement matters. Every time you choose consistency over novelty matters. Every moment you're gonna abandon your standards matters. Those moments stack. Quietly. Slowly. Relentlessly. That's how identity is formed. Not through declarations, but through repetition. Nothing here is accidental because nothing here was rushed. This is what happens when patience outlasts urgency. When clarity replaces chaos. When discipline stops feeling heavy and starts feeling natural. This isn't luck. This isn't aesthetics for attention. This isn't coincidence. It's alignment. Built decision by decision. Held under pressure. Maintained when no one is watching. Nothing here is accidental. This is Ritual POV. Intentional living. Quiet standards. Earned calm.